Hey everybody, welcome back to part 3 of all of the uncolored coloring books in my coloring book collection. This installment, this video, will all be Creative Haven and Dover publication coloring books. So if you're not into those, or you're not interested in those, that way you know up front that this video is not going to be one that you want to watch. And also, let me just say, if you do not enjoy watching videos with uncolored pages in them, don't bother watching this video, because it is uncolored coloring books, hence the title of the video. I only say that because I did have a few comments before in one of the other videos of people complaining that they do not like to watch uncolored pages videos. And, that's fine. But if the title tells you that these are uncolored books, uncolored pages, then tune out, okay? And find something to watch that makes you happy. All right, that out of the way. So let's get started. I have quite a few Creative Haven and Dover coloring books, and I will tell you right now that I have purchased probably 98% of them on the Dover Publications website. They have a website. You can order all of the Creative Haven and Dover coloring books on their site. Now, the reason why I prefer to order from Dover Publications directly instead of Amazon is because Dover offers a rewards program when you purchase their items. It doesn't matter what items you purchase, you get rewards points, and the rewards points get redeemed in increments of, I think, $10, $15, $20, $25. I think the most you can get back at once is $50. Yeah, so I really like that they do that. I think Dover has a lot of really neat stuff on their site that is even more than just coloring. I actually placed a Dover order today, redeeming reward points that I had, not for coloring books, but for something else. And I didn't have to pay anything except $5.99 shipping because I had enough rewards points to cover the books that I was purchasing. So I really, really like using their site directly. What I usually do is I wait until I have enough items in my cart so that I don't have to pay for shipping. Usually they do free shipping at $50. However, they're always doing specials, like you get $10 off a $40 order, or sometimes they do free shipping at $25. They run different things. They also have a coloring newsletter that you can subscribe to with free pages available. They run coloring contests. They do all kinds of neat stuff on National Coloring Book Day. I have won gift cards from them just for coloring a picture and posting it to their Facebook page. So I'm going to link their website and their Facebook page, Coloring with Dover, in the description section below. But you can purchase these books at Amazon also. I'm just giving my plug for purchasing directly from Dover. I am in no way affiliated with them. It's just what works for me, and I think it's good. So they have, especially if you're into fashions, they have tons of fashion coloring books. I'm going to start with this one, which is Fabulous Fashions of the 1970s by Ming-Ju Sun. And I have not colored in this book at all, but it's typical Creative Haven. They give you 31 pages. They are perforated so that you can take them out and display them. The paper is decent. It's a step above the Amazon paper, but it is not heavyweight or cardstock. You can use water mediums on there, and you will experience a little bit of buckling, but nothing too terrible as long as you don't saturate your paper. And they are single-sided, so you can use alcohol markers as long as you protect your pages beneath. So yeah, really, really fun. That one's Fabulous Fashions of the 70s. Lots of F's in that one. Another one with lots of F's. Flower Fashion Fantasies. And this one I believe is also by Ming-Ju Sun, who does a lot of their fashion coloring books. They have a lot of the same style. I'll tell you somebody who colors in these Dover books, the fashion ones, quite a bit and does beautiful pages is RB Dreams Art. Rita, she does some fantastic work in these fashion coloring books. The next one I have is Art Nouveau Fashions. I thought I had colored in this one, but it wasn't. It was the Art Deco one that I had colored in. I have a lot of books to show you that I haven't colored in from Dover, but I also have colored in a lot of them also. So yeah, I was looking at my pile and I was pleased to see that I have colored in quite a bit of them. However, I still have a lot to go. So that one's Art Nouveau Fashions, also by Ming Ju Sun. She, I believe it's a she, perhaps it is a he, I'm not sure, does the majority of these fashion coloring books for them. So here we have Fabulous Fashions of the 1950s. I think I might have got this one at Hobby Lobby though, maybe. All these Creative Haven books are usually priced at $5.99, which you can't beat that. So when I first started adult coloring, I was looking for books that had oh, that's a pretty one, that had my interest, but were also not like an arm and a leg, you know, and that's why I ended up getting so many Creative Haven books. But they're so nice. So that one is Fabulous Fashions of the 1950s. Next, we have Japanese Kimono Designs, and that is by, let me see, also by Ming Ju Sun. There's a little bit of information at the beginning of this one, too. Actually, I'm going to flip it and do it this way. That's a pretty one right there, too. So that is Japanese Kimono Designs. The next one is Christmas Fantasy Fashions, also by Ming Ju Sun. There's a new one out right now that I really want to get called Gatsby Fashions. So that's on my list. And I would have got it today, but I was buying some things for Keith's birthday, so I stuck to what I wanted to get for him and didn't get anything for myself that time. That hardly ever happens though. So that's Christmas Fantasy Fashions. I can see that my books are starting to curl a little bit from the way I have them on the shelf. So I'm going to have to try to, oops, I didn't mean to hit the camera. I'm going to have to try to do something about that. So this one is Jazz Age Fashions, also by Ming Ju Sun. I have pages flagged in some of these because they're ones I wanted to color or did different contests. But yeah, I won a Christmas contest from them one time and got a gift card. I won something I colored like a butterfly mandala. I won a gift card for that. I've won several gift cards from them throughout the years, so I really think they're a fabulous, Dover is a fabulous company, and they have done these adult coloring books way before the adult coloring trend came about. They do them mostly for educational purposes because they are big homeschooling publisher for homeschooling materials. So this one is Unicorns Coloring Book by Marty Noble. Marty Noble does a lot of the Creative Haven books as well as Teresa Goodridge. Now, I don't really know what possessed me to get this book because I am not into unicorns at all. But I thought it might have been on sale or something. I don't know. But I'll probably color one or two out of it eventually, I think. And then what's nice about these with the perforated pages is you can color what you want and tear the pages out because of it being perforated. And then you can pass it along, what you don't want, to somebody else. All right, now I'm going into my Teresa Goodridge. I have fall scenes from, or autumn scenes, I guess it's called, from her. I've colored quite a bit in that one, actually. And then I just completed one in Home Sweet Home back in February. So other than that, though, I haven't really colored in her books at all. So this one is romantic country scenes. I know she has one that's fairly new called Wish You Were Here. I did not get that one yet. It's not high on my list because I have so many of her other ones that I haven't colored in yet. So that one's Romantic Country Scenes by Teresa Goodrich. Next is Country Charm from Teresa Goodrich. She's a beautiful artist. I mean, her work is just so pretty, and it's so, how do I want to say it? It's basic, but not basic. Does that make any sense? Like, the subject material is basic, but it's very intricate and detailed. And when you see it completely colored, I've seen some gorgeous, gorgeous finished pages in these books. So that one is Country Charm. I'm sorry the sun keeps going in and out of the clouds, and so it gets lighter and darker. This one is Spring Scenes, so I should definitely start looking at this one. Actually, that one right there reminds me of our yard because our tulips are starting to come up. They're always the first thing that comes up in our yard. Take me out to the ball game. And I saw robins last week. I was taking out the trash and I saw our first robins. I mean, I'm sure they were already here and I just hadn't noticed anything. And then I was wheeling out the trash cans to the street and I saw 2 robins and I said, "Hello, robins. I'm so happy to see you." All right, this one is Country Farm Scenes by Teresa Goodrich. I grew up on a farm and learned how to drive on a tractor, very similar to that one. This book is cute. Life is Better on the Farm. So that is Country Farm Scenes coloring book by Teresa Goodrich. Next I have Country Gardens by Teresa Goodrich. I must have had all hers together on the shelf. Very pretty. This one is a really pretty book, especially if you like to color flowers. Very charming. That one's super cute. I love my swing. I just asked Keith yesterday, I go, "When do you think we can unwrap my swing?" Because it's like wrapped up in winterized. I have 2 swings. He's like, "Well, I think we should wait a couple more weeks." It always snows here in April, so yeah. That is Country Gardens by Teresa Goodrich. Next, we have Summer Scenes by Teresa Goodrich. And I did pull out the Main Street one, but I don't know why I did that because I've already colored in it, so I won't show that one. I didn't realize it was in this pile. Beach bar. There was a, one of the lakes by where I grew up, Clark Lake. There's a beach bar there. So that is Summer Scenes from Teresa Goodrich. And I'm going to grab another pile and I'll be right back. Okay, next we have Creative Haven's Christmas Color by Number from George Tufexis. I had intended to color in this book at Christmas time, and I never did. But I think this is one of the more intricate color by numbers. I've seen some of these completed and they look absolutely amazing. He has quite a few color by numbers with Creative Haven and Dover. But this is the only one I have. So that is Christmas Color by Number from George Tufexis. Next we have Christmas Trees Coloring Book, and I believe this one is Marty Noble, but I'm not sure. We'll see when I open up the coloring book. Nope, Barbara Lanza, or Lanza. Not sure how you want to say her name, or how she prefers. Well, it's so slippery, I can't get a hold of it. Alright, there we go. This book is really pretty if you like to color Christmas trees. It's just like really, really pretty with different, you know, Christmas design trees, different themed trees and stuff like that. I think it's really super pretty. So that is Christmas Trees by Barbara Lanza. Next is Entangled Dragonflies. Sorry, I had to get more comfortable in my chair. Entangled Dragonflies coloring book, and that is by, I want to say Jessica Mazurko. Nope, Angela Porter. Shows you that I don't know, like here's one of them completed. Shows you that I don't know the illustrators of some of these very well. Oh my goodness, they're so slippery and stiff. There we go. These Entangled ones, they're a little bit doodly for my taste, but I probably got it on sale. Entangled Dragonflies by Angela Porter. Next we have Eerie Entangled Art coloring book, also by Angela Porter. And this one is fun, and it's, you know, got a little bit of like Halloween creepy type elements to it, and that's what made me purchase it. Plus I think at the time it was on sale for like $2.99 or something. And I think I saw Shannon. Do you guys she used to, her channel used to be Paul and Shannon's Life, maybe, and now she's coloring under Shannon, I can't remember the other channel, but the newest one she just, which is a new old one, but she had this coloring book and she was showing it, and I'm like, you know, these are cute, even though they're kind of doodly, obviously, and entangled, so they're complicated. So I went ahead and I ordered it. So I need to do something for that this Halloween for sure, because look how cute they look when they're done, you know. So that is Eerie Entangled Art from Angela Porter. Next, I have Shakespeare Dramatic and Droll Coloring Book by Marty Noble. And this is mostly full of Shakespearean quotes. A horse, my kingdom for a horse. I also have a Dover one that's Shakespeare that I'll show you guys in a little bit. But so these aren't necessarily, the illustrations do not necessarily reflect the quotation. I'm not crazy about this book, but I do like my Shakespeare. So, and look how pretty that one looks, right? So that's Shakespeare Dramatic and Droll Coloring Book from Marty Noble. Next we have Tropical Christmas by Jessica Mazurkowicz. This is a fun one too. This would be a good one for Christmas in July. Definitely. Definitely Christmas in July. Very beachy, especially that one. The pink flamingos, Santa surfing, fun. So that is Tropical Christmas from Jessica Mazurkowicz. I'm just tossing them over. Don't worry, they're not going to be folded, spindled, or mutilated. I'm just tossing them over onto an area where I have them. So this is Celebrate the Day of the Dead by David Edgerly and Chris Edgerly, the Edgy Brothers. This is a fun one that I haven't colored in yet, but it's fantastic. Some people didn't like this book because the actual backgrounds are all the same in each book. You get that little pattern. But I like it because you can always like color it out with a black marker. You could paint it out. You could choose to color it in. You know, every illustration you could do different. And also you could make it look really pretty with like a gold Pentel Sparkle Pop or a Jelly Roll Metallic or something like that. You could trace over those lines and just make it really pretty in the background like that. So I think this book is really fun. It's different. It's different from any other Day of the Dead book I have. So I really, really like it. Yeah, this is a good one. So that's Celebrate Day of the Dead coloring book by the Edgy Brothers. Next I have Bird Mandalas by Joe Taylor. And I thought I had colored in this, but I hadn't. It was the butterfly mandalas that I had colored, and I colored quite a bit in that one. This is pretty too. Some of them are pretty simple, and I like that. I like things like this. Coloring birds stresses me out because I don't know how to do the feathers very good. But these birds, they're not like that kind that you have to get like the feathers just so. You know what I mean? Like feathers intimidate me. So, and look how pretty when it's done, you know. So that is Bird Mandalas, Joe Taylor. Next is African Glamour by Marjorie Sarnett and Sia Slater. And this book is really, really, really pretty. And I love this book. And I wish they would come out with more like this. I love that it, with the skin already it's not really, I don't want to say skin tone because there's not a tone. They've just colored the figure themselves black, but I think it looks really striking against the other colors once you complete the page, you know, and it very pretty. I think this looks very, very pretty. On the one hand, I do think that if they would have not colored it in black, it would have given people, colorists, an opportunity to really be able to try to practice and color the deeper skin tones. But at the same time, I really like how it's like a silhouette too. So, you know, I can see reasons why people would really like this or really dislike it. You know, if you wanted to color the skin tones yourself. But I love the silhouette design in this book. I think it's really striking when you would complete the uncolored parts, you know. So just so pretty. Interesting. So this is African Glamour by Marjorie Sarnett and Sia Slater. All right, now I included these because I have, do I have 2 of these? I have 3 of these. So these are called Creative Inspirations, and they are 2-in-1 books that were sold exclusively at Michael's. However, they are published by Dover. You can see right there. So what these were, I think, are Creative Haven books that they have just like repackaged. So this one is Creative Inspirations Japanese Design Coloring Book by 3 people, Green, Noble, and Schmidt. So it's different illustrators, and it is a half and half. So like one half is like this. Oh, you know what, you guys, I colored in this. Shoot, sorry about that. I didn't realize I colored in it until I was like, oh, there's one. Well, anyways, so yeah, so these were sold directly at Michael's, and then on the opposite, when you flip it that way, then it's a different book. But they are put out by Dover Publications, but they were exclusively at Michael's. So I don't know if Michael still carries those or not, but I do have a couple more of them that I haven't colored in. I forgot I colored in that one. Sometimes I have like the same, with Creative Haven, I have the same books, but packaged differently from different places, and I forget which one I've colored an image from and which one I haven't. So this is the same thing. It was a Michael's exclusive. This is Butterfly Design Coloring Books, and this one is by, oh, I gotta flip it over. This one is by Marty Noble, someone Schmidt, and Jessica Mazurkowitz. So 2 books in one again. So this side has the black backgrounds. This one is Marty Noble and Carol Schmidt on this side, and it has the black backgrounds. And then on the other side is, once you flip it over, it's Jessica Mazurkowitz. And these are perforated, just like the Creative Haven books are. Sometimes I like books like these for cutting apart. Like if I wanted to do like a mixed media page or a journaling page or something, I can color like this butterfly and then cut it out, and I don't feel like I've lost anything, you know what I mean? Because it's kind of like a doodly design thing here, as untangle or whatever. So sometimes I like books like this. But I bought these, actually, I think Keith got those for me along on my birthday. So it would have been quite a few years ago when I first got into coloring. So maybe like 2017, 2016, maybe 2016, something like that. It's been quite a while. And then here's another one. So I have 3 of those. This one's Day of the Dead, Creative Inspirations. And this one is by Marty Noble only. So but see, you can get like the regular title, I think, from her, but I don't know under the Creative Haven line, but I don't know if it has like these black backgrounds. That's cute. And then the other side is also by Marty Noble, and has these type of illustrations, which is the white backgrounds. So that one is the Day of the Dead creative inspirations, which is kind of neat that they partnered with Michaels, I think. And then I have this one. This one came from Ollie's. It has a Sam's Club sticker on it, I think, but it came from Ollie's. And this one is 90 designs. So this is actually a 3-in-1 title. And for a while, Ollie's had quite a few of these, and it was $1.99. And I can remember these being sold at Sam's Club before. Let me try to show these to you guys. But yeah, $1.99. When these popped up at Ollie's, I was like, what? And I snatched up all the ones that they had, the different ones, even if they weren't exactly my normal cup of tea, just to have, like I said, to cut up images or just to have them, you know what I mean? You might be able to still find these at Ollie's, I don't know. Alright, let me grab the next stack. Okay, so this one is Gardens of Delight with 90 over 90 designs to color. It's another one of those 3-in-1s that I got from Ollie's for $1.99. This one I got specifically because it had an additional copy of Bells and Blossoms in it, and Bells and Blossoms was one of the books that I really liked and have colored from Dover, or Creative Haven, I guess I should say. So the Bells and Blossoms, yeah, we'll start from the back. It's just women with flowers in different types of settings, kind of intricate, a little bit doodly, and then here are some butterfly ones, and then I think the first book is like flowers. Yeah. Sorry, my nose is stuffy. It's warm today. It's 70, but I have the windows open, but it makes my allergies kind of stuff up. So that one is Gardens of Delight. And then the other one I got from Ollie's, and this one is, I already peeled the price tag off of this, but I think this one was also $1.99. This one is 4 books in one, and it's from, the Creative Haven Dover line, and yeah, it's, I don't know, let me see, 4 books in one. Does it tell who the illustrators are? I'm looking to see if I can find that. I don't see who. Marty Noble, Randall McVeigh, and Alberta Hutchison. There we go. So that's who the illustrators are. Well, this one says Marty Noble. So this is a really thick one. So if you like mandalas, this would be a good one to try to find. And every once in a while, I do enjoy coloring a mandala, or mandala, however you want to say it. So that one's a mystical mandala, and I actually have this one. Probably, I haven't showed it to you guys yet. But yeah, every once in a while, I do enjoy coloring a mandala. This one, these not so much. That's not my thing. Mesmerizing Mandalas by Randall McVeigh. Not so much my thing, but yeah. So that's a 4-in-1 of nature mandalas. So that's like, what, 120 pages? That's a lot of mandalas for $1.99. Heck yeah. Alright, now we have Jane Austen Witty and Wise coloring book from Marty Noble. I haven't had this one too terribly long. I've maybe had it for a year, and it's just different Jane Austen quotes, much like the Shakespeare Dramatic and Droll one, just with some different various illustrations. Not exactly my favorite again, but still, you never know. I'm always changing like my mood to color. My basic MO in coloring is like women, figures, fashion, fantasy, that kind of thing, or horror. But every once in a while, I like to, change it up. So this one is Steampunk Designs coloring book, and it is by Marty Noble. And for the longest time, I didn't get this book. I had the Steampunk Fashions, and I have colored in it. But I started seeing certain images that people were coloring. I'm like, that's gorgeous. What book is it from? And it said Steampunk Designs. And I thought this book was like different contraptions or this and that. And I didn't realize that there was like human figures in it that you could color. And so I went ahead and I purchased it. And I have seen some seriously beautiful work done from this book. I mean, some amazing, like, I should color that. What is wrong with me? I need to get to it. Snap to it, lady. So yeah, I had no idea that this particular book had so many human figures in it. I thought it was just like the steampunk contraptions. I didn't realize that there was like people to color in it. So yeah, totally fabulous. So that one is Steampunk Designs by Marty Noble. Next we have Wondrous Women, also by Marty Noble. You know, for the longest time I thought Marty Noble was a man. I don't know why I thought that. Oh, that's beautiful. I don't know why I thought that. Sometimes you just get weird ideas in your head for no exact reason. Ooh, that's fabulous too. Yep. Look at that one. I have a few, Keith got me a few coloring books for my birthday that I'm going to show you guys, but he didn't give me too many because I didn't ask for a lot because I have so many. So that's Wondrous Women from Marty Noble. Alright, next we have Color Your Own Modern Art. I just saw this one in, let's see, whose book was it, or video? T. She's doing a series of all of her coloring books, like her entire collection, and I've been trying to work through it every night before bed, but I keep getting sleepy and I fall asleep. So I think she's got 9 parts total, like 8 or 9, and I think I'm on number 3. I think I finished 3 yesterday. Maybe it was 4, but anyways, she showed, this was one of the ones she had colored in. So this is just Color Your Own Modern Art. Oops, didn't mean to hit the camera. This is Celestial Mandalas coloring book, and I believe that was in the one I just showed you guys. That was like the 4 mandala books in one. By Marty Noble. Maybe it wasn't. I don't remember. Yeah, I think it was. I don't know. I can't keep track. So that is Celestial Mandalas. Next we have Snowflake Designs. They also have a Snowflake Mandalas one. I have colored in that one. And this one is by A.G. Smith. Dang it. So, Snowflake Designs. Next we have Peacock Designs. I don't know why I got this one. I'm not really into coloring peacocks, but I wish I could color a beautiful peacock. I could try. So this is by Marty Noble. And look at that one. How pretty. I know there's like a little bit of a glare from my window. Peacock Designs by Marty Noble. Next we have Magical Fairies by Marjorie Sarnat. This book is really pretty too. That's really nice. It's really detailed, but it's really nice. Ooh, look at this one. So that is Magical Fairies by Marjorie Sarnat. Next we have Trees of Life by Carrie Buziak. I'm not a big nature colorer, but there's something about this book that I think could be super duper cool. I just really like the idea of making some of these trees look far out. So I did pick that up. It's like you get ideas in your head, but then I had to follow through. I'm not so good on the follow through part. So that is Trees of Life by Carrie Buziak. Buziak. I'm not sure how to say that name. Next we have Owls. I believe this is Marjorie Sarnett also. I don't see it, but I'm pretty sure she does like, oh, never mind. I guess I used it. I must have used this as a page for like practicing, trying out something, because it looks like all different mediums. But yep, that's Marjorie Sarnett. But, well, I barely have anything colored in it, so. I know she had the Creative Cats, and that was one of the very first Creative Haven books I bought. And I have colored in that one. But I didn't think I'd colored in this one. So that one is the Owls with a barely colored page. Next we have Zenscapes. And I think someone gave me this one. Unless I got it at... Does it have an Ollie's tag on it? No, no Ollie's tag. Because usually this is not the type of book that I purchase. It's just kind of like patterns. Some people love patterns. By Jessica Mazurkowitz. Some people love patterns. I'm not a pattern person. Next is the Vintage Hand Fans. This book is beautiful. And when they are colored, they look beautiful. But it's very detailed. This is by Marty Noble. They have a lot of detail in them. That's beautiful. How many times am I saying that throughout these videos? So that is Vintage Hand Fans by Marty Noble. Alright, next is Magnificent Mosaic Stained Glass Coloring Book. And this has that vellum paper in it. And I don't know who is the... Jessica Mazurkowitz is the illustrator. So these are kind of hard to see unless there's like a paper behind them. You know what I mean? So that one is the Magnificent Mosaic Stained Glass Coloring Book. We have a lot of the stained glass coloring books, but they're mostly in Keith's collection, and he has a lot of Dover books in his collection too, but I'm not including them in with mine. If you guys want me to do a separate video that shows you all of Keith's coloring books, because he doesn't have a ton, you know, I will do that. I'll just title it Keith's Coloring Books or whatever. Or maybe he could do it for you. I don't know. He hasn't still felt really up to making videos yet. He's still, you know, like with his dad passing, he's still looking for his rhythm and stuff like that. But, yeah, I could do that. If you're interested to see his books, let me know. So this one is one of the Dover Masterworks, like the other one, the Modern Art. This one is Italian Renaissance paintings. And I do like that they show the original artwork in there, but I would probably do my own thing. Maybe? I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I wouldn't. Maybe I wouldn't. It would just depend. And they do have some information about the paintings on the page. I think it's on the back of the page. So, like, this one is, yeah. So, like, this one is... the Virgin and Child, and then, yeah, so it's got the information on the back. There's the Mona Lisa. Bought a sweatshirt with Mona Lisa on it this winter. It was really warm. Birth of Venus in there. Some of these I recognize for sure, you know. I love going in, when we go to the Detroit Institute of Art, I love going into the Renaissance painting section, like, area. I'm, like, awestruck so much. That's my favorite genre, era, whatever you want to call it, of art. I just love it. I don't know why. I'm just awestruck when we go in there, because the enormity, the paintings are huge, for one thing. It's like, you see these pictures on the computer or in books, and you don't realize how big they are. And some of these are like 12 feet tall. You know, it's just like amazing. They're amazing. So here is another Masterworks color your own Van Gogh, or Van Gogh. Some people say Van Gogh. I'm not really sure how you pronounce his name. There's Starry Night. I don't know if his self-portrait, one of his self-portraits is in here or not. Let me see if I can see it. It's not one of those. Let me look in the back. Because we have one of his. We don't have it, but the Institute of Art has one of them. No, it's not. Oh, wait. Is it this one? Number 27? I think the one I have posed with is him in the hat, though. Maybe it's this one. I don't know. Anyways, so this is the Van Gogh. Next we have American Beauties coloring book, and this is by, now that I think of it, I wonder where it must be. This one is by Carol Schmidt, based on the artwork of Harrison Fisher. And I actually purchased a Harrison Fisher book so that I would be able to color in this book, so that I would be able to work in it better. I don't know where my Art Nouveau is. I haven't colored in that one. I've showed you guys that before many, many times. So this one is American Beauties by Carol Schmidt with the artwork of Harrison Fisher. Yeah, I'm not sure where my Art Nouveau. It's got to be. I probably have it out handy somewhere because I was going to work in it, unless it's... Yeah, I don't have it in my pile. Strange. Alright, here is Mermaids Coloring Book by Barbara Lanza. This is another book that I am not like a huge mermaid fan, but I have seen some gorgeous, gorgeous finished pages out of this book on Instagram. I mean, just stunning, stunning pictures. If you love mermaids, this book is one for you, because these mermaids are fantastic. They're not cartoony, you know, they're very, they kind of remind me of that one Anastasia, but I don't know her last name, the one that has her Etsy store, the Russian, is she Russian? That has those mermaid books. They kind of remind me of that. Lazarina or something like that. I can't remember. She's got a couple Creative Haven editions, or not Creative Haven, Coloring Heaven editions. So this is Mermaids by Barbara Lanza. I don't even know who I'm talking about. Forget it. Oh, here we have Elegant Angels from Martine Noble. Oops. Sorry, sometimes it gets slippery. Alright, this is another one that's really, really pretty. And you know, you'd think I had all the Creative Haven books with as many as I have, but they have so many. So that one is Elegant Angels by Martine Noble. This is going to be a really long video. Next, I have Color Your Own Impressionist paintings. And just like the other, they have the completed works in them and information about each painting. I think you're going to get your Monets and Manets in here. Mayonnaise, Monets. That's the Impressionist paintings one. And then this one is Color Your Own Renoir. When I had my first apartment on my own, I had some Renoir prints up. I felt like I was sophisticated. Isn't that funny? When you're like 22 and you feel like you're going to conquer the world. So that is Color Your Own Renoir. Alright, so now I'm going to pull out the Dover titles that are the thin double-sided. So be back with you in just a second. Okay, so now we're getting into the Dover books that are usually priced $3.99. Sometimes you can even get them for less. They are on thinner paper than the Creative Haven books. Slightly thinner, still above what I would consider the Amazon paper. And they are double-sided books. They're not single-sided. So I think that steers people away from these books because they feel like they can't use their alcohol markers and their water mediums in them. So I have already colored in this book. You guys have seen this book before, and I know a lot of you already know this. Excuse me, but I'm just going to mention it for people that are new to my channel. You know, I remember when I first started watching Dee Dee Willingham, she used to show over and over and over and over and over again how you can color over black acrylic paint with your white Prismacolor and your light colored Prismacolor pencils, but you can't color over like other pencil. You know what I mean? So she would like tell people if they wanted to paint something out and then use their pencil on top of it, it would make everything so much brighter and everything. And she would explain that again and again and again. And she always said people complained that she explained it again and again, but she said, well, there's always new people coming up that don't understand this. And I was one of those new people at one time. So I was really appreciative that she did that. So I just want to show people, first of all, this is my favorite Dover coloring book of all time. But I want to show people that, yes, this book is double-sided, but it's $3.99. The illustrations in it are gorgeous, and you can see they're double-sided. However, I have colored this page here with Neocolor 2, which is water medium, and all of the dots on here are permanent marker, and then I used some gel pen white for the white marks. Now you can see on the other page that none of this bled through. And the way I was able to do that was because I treated the page first with the a golden glazing liquid. I used the satin glazing liquid, and I let it dry, and I proceeded to go in with my Neocolor 2 and just completely, you know, go to town. And this paper barely had any buckling. It held up really well. The colors all came out so vibrant, and then you can see nothing underneath. No ghosting, no bleed through, nothing. So it is possible to color in these wonderful little Dover books and not have bleed through, and use your alcohol markers, use your water mediums, use your gel pens, but you just need to treat your page first with a medium, with a glazing medium. So I just wanted to show everybody that, because I think it really opens up the possibility. You know, these books, some of these books are fantastic, and it's a shame to miss out on them by thinking that you can't color in them with, you know, other medium besides pencil. So anyways, all right, into the ones I haven't colored in. This one is Manga Girls Coloring Book by Mark Schmitz, maybe. This has some how to draw sections. This is, and you know, like I said, these are all double-sided books, so you're going to get illustrations on both pages. That one is Manga Girls Coloring Book. Next is Color Your Own Classic Movie Posters, rendered by Marty Noble. You get what the poster originally looks like. Frankenstein. So that's Color Your Own Classic Movies posters from Marty Noble. Also from Marty Noble, we have Goddesses Coloring Book. This one's really pretty too. It has the different goddesses with a little bit of text at the bottom of each page to tell you what that particular goddess is from. But I mean, these are beautiful illustrations, just beautiful. And the idea of being able to actually color them is whatever mediums you want is so freeing, I think. So that is Goddesses by Marty Noble. The next one I have, you've seen me show before, Old-Fashioned Farm Life, 19th Century Activities on the Firestone Farm at Greenfield Village by A.G. Smith. I do not like to color farm animals, but I know you guys know I bought this because Greenfield Village is, Keith and I have a membership there. We go to Greenfield Village. It's a living history place, and the Firestone Farm is actually there. I actually took this book with me there one time, and I had Keith take my picture sitting on the front porch. So the real farm that's there, there's 2 rocking chairs right there on the front porch, and I sat on the front porch in the rocking chairs, and he took my picture. And then we actually caught a ghost on the side of the house. There's 2 windows. You can't see it in this illustration. There's 2 windows. We actually caught a ghost picture. I'm not saying for sure it's a ghost, but sure looks like the ghost of Mrs. Firestone, and she has been reported to haunt the Firestone farm, the upstairs particularly. So, sometime, well, those are on my social media. They're on my Instagram, if you're on my Instagram, but you'd have to go back quite a ways to pull it up. This is Fashions of the Roaring Twenties from Tom Tierney. This is one of the very first coloring books I bought, adult coloring books that I purchased. I purchased this at a used bookstore that Keith and I used to go to a lot in Lincoln Park. It's out of business now. Fabulous fashions in this book. Fabulous. So that is Fashions of the Roaring Twenties from Tom Tierney. Next is Art Nouveau Stained Glass Coloring Book by Ed Sibbett Jr. I also have a lot of mini stained glass coloring books. They're like itty bitty size, but I've colored in all of them, so I'm not going to show them to you. And again, these are kind of hard to see if they don't have like a white page behind them. I really like these though. You can use pencils or alcohol markers on these. Crayons work really good too. That is Art Nouveau Stained Glass Coloring Book from Ed Sibbett Jr. It says the pages are perforated on that one. Normally the pages are not perforated in these Dover editions. This is Medieval Tapestries Coloring Book from Marty Noble. If you guys want me to flip through any of these, I never have mentioned that in any of these videos yet, but I guess I just forget. So if you want to flip through of any particular book, just let me know and I will be happy to do that. So these are actual real tapestries. So that's Medieval Tapestries from Marty Noble. Sorry to hit the camera. Next I have, is it Godey maybe? Godey's Fashions? This is also one of the very first ones I purchased. And this one is also by Ming Ju Sun. Look at that one. Gorgeous. So fabulous. So that is Godey's Fashions from Ming Ju Sun. Next is Fashions from India, and this is by Tom Tierney, and this one is quite thick. I got this book because I love all the colors that they use in Indian fashions, like the purples and the golds and the yellows, pinks, like the lime green shades, oranges, just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful fashions. So that is Fashions from India by Tom Tierney. Next we have Women of the Bible from John Green. This was my favorite Bible story when I was little. My grandma used to tell me this story all the time. Like when I was little, I would ask her, tell me over and over, I'd say, tell me about the Pharaoh's daughter finding Moses in the bulrushes. Because first of all, I loved saying that word bulrushes when I was little, which are like weeds, I guess, or like, water plants or something. But I used to always, that was like my favorite Bible story when I was little. Just the idea of this little baby floating along in a basket and this Pharaoh's daughter finding it. I just really got that. So that was Women of the Bible from John Green. Here we have Color Your Own Patriotic Posters by Eric Gottesman, and they're rendered. So you have the original poster artwork in the book so that you can see. But yeah, these are like patriotic, kind of like World War II era. Here we go. This is a good one for right now. Americans will always fight for liberty. I like that. That was a World War I poster, actually. Very nice. Very nice. People these days, they just don't have a clue what our ancestors went through. Our grandfathers and great-grandfathers went through. Keith's great-uncle was, no, not Keith's great-uncle, Keith's uncle was a prisoner of war in Germany during World War II. And he actually became frostbitten and lost some of his toes and was very, he went through it, and he was 18 years old when he went through that. It's amazing to think about. Amazing. It's unfathomable the way things are these days to even imagine something like that. Pirate Queens, Notorious Women of the Sea, also from John Green. He did the Bible, Women of the Bible. I like this one a lot. So it tells about each pirate, and it gives a little bit of history about her. Fabulous women pirates. Although I shouldn't say fabulous, because I imagine some of them were pretty ruthless. Pretty ruthless. Pirate Queens, Notorious Women of the Sea by John Green. Tarot Design Coloring Book from Adrienne Trafford. This is a really nice one too. Has really nice bold line art and fabulous pictures. Some of these, for some reason, these two, some of the illustrations of the women remind me of Tanya Bond for some reason. I don't have any of those Inkling books, but don't you think that looks like similar, the way the faces are drawn? Remind me of the Inklings. But this is a really neat book. I love the line art in it, how bold it is. It's just, they're fabulous. So that is Tarot Designs Coloring Book by Adrienne Trafford. Next is Glorious Angels by John Green. John Green also did a lot of the ones that Keith has. And this tells the angel and also gives the angel's name. There's Archangel Michael getting ready to go into battle. So, very pretty. Glorious Angels, John Green. Next we have Great Scenes from Shakespeare Plays by John Green and Paul Negri. This one is a thicker one for the Dover. And it has like the dialogue from the scene and then an image. Two semesters of Shakespeare in college, so I really enjoy Shakespeare. I have lost a lot of it. I can't remember everything. I still remember quite a bit. Like, Keith will laugh at me because I'll start randomly quoting something. Will remind me of some kind of Shakespearean sonnet or a scene from a play, and I'll like randomly start quoting, and he's like, "What are you talking about?" So that is Shakespeare Plays from John Green and Paul Negri. Great Scenes from Shakespeare Plays. Sorry. This one was a mystery book. I have no idea what happened. One day I got an Amazon envelope in the mail, and we opened it, and it had this in it, and I never ordered it. It's Organic Designs from Jessica Mazurkowitz. I never ordered it. It didn't have a gift slip in it anywhere. I think I asked on my social media and stuff, did someone send me this book? But this was like very early on into when I started coloring, so I don't even think I was doing coloring on my channel at that time. So it was really weird. Like, we have no idea where this book came from. It just all of a sudden showed up. But yeah, so it's just different patterns, designs. It was a mystery book, Organic Designs by Jessica Mazurkowicz. I'm running down to the bottom now, and I still think I have a couple more. They might be mixed in with some other books, so when I do part 4, I will show them to you guys as I come across them. Exotic Butterflies and Moths by Ruth Sofer, I think it is. And this has like the lists of the butterfly and moth names, what they really look like, and then the picture that you can color with some information about the different ones. We get a lot of butterflies now that we put out butterfly bushes, and I love the different butterflies. I love seeing them. So that is Exotic Butterflies and Moths by Ruth Sofer. Next is Angels by Marty Noble. So there was also an Angels in the Creative Haven line from her. And I don't know if these are the same. I actually didn't compare them, so I'm not sure. But these are beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. And remember, you can color them with water mediums and that. You just need to treat your page. So that is Angels from Marty Noble. Next is Richard Doyle's Fairyland, adapted by Marty Noble. My sister gave me this book. I think it was with my Christmas things one year. She had given me some different pencils and stuff like that. And most of these fairies are naked. Well, those ones have clothes, but there's some of them that are naked. They're cute. They're very, like, childlike. Elves Dancing at Twilight. So that is Richard Doyle's Fairyland, adapted by Marty Noble. Okay, I think I got 2 more after this. This one is Garden Party, Flower Designs to Color by Robin J. Baker and Kelly A. Baker. And I actually got this one. This is another one I picked up when I very first started adult coloring at the used bookstore in Lincoln Park that Keith and I used to go to. You know what? Now that I say that, do I have something colored in here? I don't know. I might. I don't think I do, though. It's like when you very first get into coloring, or at least it was for me, I didn't really know like what I wanted to color exactly. And I didn't really realize that there was coloring books out there that was going to like really appeal to me, like the Carla Magana and Deborah Muller and Alan Robert and, you know, just all the different artists that are available out there. Hannah Lynn, you know, we just didn't know. I didn't know about all that. And so I was kind of just buying whatever I could find here and there locally before I realized like how much truly was available. I think the first coloring book I found of somebody that really floated my boat, that truly delighted me, was Jasmine Beckett Griffith. When I actually went to Barnes and Noble and bought that book, and her very first one, and I was so excited to see that there was more out there than just, you know, like flowers and patterns and things like that. This is Norse Gods and Goddesses by Jeff Menges, Menges. And then, so these have the different, you know, gives you a little bit of information about which each god and goddess it is. Freya and the Valkyrie. Do you remember that scene from, which Thor movie was it? Like the second Thor movie, maybe? The third Thor movie with the Valkyries when they were coming down? Oh my gosh, that scene was so good. Those Valkyries looked amazing. So that is Norse Gods and Goddesses by Jeff A. Menges. And then it looks like my last one is Mystical Mandalas Coloring Book by Alberta Hutchison, which I think is in that 4-in-1 that I showed you guys that I had. Oops. So that is Mystical Mandalas. Alright, so I'm going to link the Dover Publishing website in the description section below so that you guys can take a look there. But like I said, all of these books are available on Amazon. It's just that I personally prefer shopping for my Dover items from Dover just because of the reward system. So definitely check them out. You know, it's worth a shot anyways. Alright, you guys, thank you. I know this video was very, very long. So, and if you want to see flip-throughs of anything, let me know. And then stay tuned because there will be a part 4 coming up, hopefully within a few days. I will catch you in the next one.